What's going on, guys? Today I'm bringing you one of my tougher fantasy draft challenges. We're going to try and build a team using only NHL All-Stars. Obviously, have to use the Toronto Maple Leafs for this one since the All-Star game this year is in Toronto. And speaking of the All-Star game, what do you guys think of those new jerseys? To me, they're definitely creative, pretty unique. Something we've never seen before, but I still got pretty mixed feelings on them. I feel like the front's solid, but I'm not so sure about the back. As you guys can see, we're actually at the draft now. Gonna close my eyes, randomize as always. Just clicking Y a bunch of times. Where are we gonna pick here? Oh, wow, okay, 32. We get back-to-back picks. I'm actually not sure the last time I picked 32, so this should be interesting. We don't get, McDavid, Matthews, any of those guys, but we do get a couple back-to-back studs here in both round 1 and round 2. If you guys are curious, I'll quickly just show you how the first round broke down. Kucherov at 23, I think is a steal. He should probably be higher than 92 overall, that's why. Looking at the rest of the guys here, let's see. Bedard goes 10th overall. I think in a long-term franchise, that's a bit of a steal. You got Matthews, Draisaitl, McDavid. Makar going above McDavid. I always find that so funny. All right, guys, so with our very first pick here, we can take Sidney Crosby. I know people didn't want me to have Crosby in my franchises. I think the fantasy draft is okay, though. Also, too, in terms of goalies, you got Saros there, Shesterkin. I definitely have to try and just remember, who's been all-star to the best of my ability. I'll have to Google anyone I'm not too sure on. Otherwise, this would be way too tough. I think we'll take Sid the Kid with the first pick. We're not going to overthink it. I think next year we'd like a defenseman. Devin Tays, John Carlson. I know John Carlson has been an all-star for sure. And now next year, guys, of course, we have back-to-back picks again. Okay, so we could go Malkin, Marchand, Ovi, Pavelski. All these guys have been all-stars. Doughty there. Doughty, actually, with Carlson top pair, might not be terrible. And then looking at these guys, like, who's going to be hanging around the longest? I think, Crosby and Ovechkin, the only time they're actually going to play together in real life is at the All-Star game. So I think it'd be kind of cool to take both of them. And like I said, the next pick, I'm thinking Doughty to actually give us a really solid top pair. And now next year, guys, I'm looking at Claude Giroux, who was actually the MVP of an All-Star game not too long ago. I feel like we could play on the first line with Sid and Ovi, or we could have him on the second line. And then probably go Chris Letang here. Try and give us like a really solid top 4 defense. And now next pick here, guys, unfortunately, Pavelski's gone. I thought because he was 38, he might still be here, but that's all right. We could go Jonathan Huberdeau. Giant contract, but honestly, could maybe even play him first line. Defensively, we're going to actually start probably running out of guys to use. And now after Huberdeau, I know both Justin Falk and Cam Fowler have been all-stars before. We've already got a ton of righties, so I'm thinking we'll go Fowler with this pick. Rounds out our top 4 defense. We'll probably wait a while for the bottom pair. And honestly, I'm thinking give a chance to Huberdeau. Maybe have him on the first line with Crosby and Ovi. Actually become like that elite player he was back on Florida. Next 2 picks here, guys. Are you kidding me? Brent Burns. I didn't know he was available. We've already got 4 defensemen. I'm not sure if it makes sense to take him. Could go Tyler Seguin, who's definitely been an all-star before. So I'm probably going to pass on Burns. I really wish I knew he was still available. I probably would have taken a forward instead of like Letang and then took Burns here after Fowler. I like Tyler Seguin in the sim. I think he can give us a lot. The contract, salary cap, doesn't matter until after the draft. Also, too, I think if I saw right, let me see. Down here, Patty Kane. People are going to be hating this draft. You're getting all the, all-star legends you don't want to see in franchise. But I think in a fantasy draft, this is when it's allowed. And at this point, we've actually got our entire top 6 forward, top 4 defensemen filled out. Maybe time to get a goalie. Marc-Andre Fleury. He's the all-star of all all-stars. You know what? Let's not risk it. Let's take him. And next year, I'm thinking we'll take Cam Atkinson, who I also know has been an all-star before. I think he actually had like a pretty good game in the all-star game that he was at. I think here, probably just going to look for a couple more forwards to fill out that third line. And now for my next pick here, guys, I'm going to take David Perron. I think he was an all-star the year St. Louis hosted it. And honestly, this next one here, this is going to be kind of tough. I was looking at like the center position. We're probably going to have a winger playing center because the only center here I know for sure was an all-star is Jeff Carter. He's only an 80 as well. So I think I'm going to wait on Carter for now. Instead, take Ryan McDonough just to help with the defense. Honestly, I'm starting to worry that we might not have enough all-stars, in which case we probably just have to take like who's ever available. Actually, guys, we were just saved. As you can see, Blake Wheeler's available. He can play wing or center. He's going to be our third line center. I'll get Jeff Carter to be the 4C. Then we'll just hopefully find some guys to fill out the other positions. Honestly, just to make sure we have those guys, I'll take Jeff Carter next year. I really thought like Jordan Staal, Adam Henrique might have been all-stars, but I don't think they were. And now next year, guys, to run our defense, I'm actually going to take Mark Giordano, who was an all-star not too long ago. And now all we need is a couple more forwards and a backup goaltender. So for the forwards, I might have to dig a little bit deep. Actually, TJ Oshie here was just an all-star pretty recently as well. Crazy, already down to 81. So we need one more forward, one more goaltender. Honestly, I don't even know like who we could get for the goalie. was like, I mean, Jonathan Quick was definitely had to be an all-star at one point. And you know what's funny, guys? I thought Grubauer had to have been an all-star the one season he was a Vezina candidate, but I think that might have been a year where they didn't have the all-star game due to COVID. So unfortunately, yes, we are stuck with Quick, but as a backup, I really don't think that's that bad. And then finally here, we just need any forward here who's been an all-star. Hopefully, like, Phil Kessel. Phil Kessel's been an all-star. I think Gallagher's been an all-star as well. But you know what, guys? I just googled it. Gallagher was actually never an all-star, and Kessel's definitely the pick here, as he's the last pick on my team, just like he was the last pick in the first ever NHL All-Star draft, which is actually bringing back this year. So I feel like we can't have a better pick here to end out this draft. Let's see how this team does. Alright guys, so I just finished adding the lines for this team. I do think we definitely could win a Stanley Cup. Obviously, with the fantasy draft, all the teams are pretty equal, but we're building a team to win right now. So I think we should have one of the more stacked teams in the league. First line here are the three most hated players in the franchise series. Ovi, Crosby, Kane, get a +5. We'll see how they do. I mean, a few legends should be able to, perform pretty well here. Second line, you got Atkinson, Giroux, Huberdeau. I feel like that could actually be, a pretty good line. Even the third there, David Perron, Tyler Seguin, Blake Wheeler. Fourth line, actually got a few X factors. Oshie, Carter, Phil Kessel. Look at the defense here. You got Carlson, Doughty, top pair. Letang, Fowler, second. Giordano, McDonough on the bottom. Like, that's got to be the best defense in the league. I feel like our D is probably the strongest part of this team, maybe, which is saying something when you got Crosby and Ovi on your first line. Goaltenders here, you got Fleury and Quick, who I actually realized a couple of former Vegas Golden Knights. In terms of the power play, I mean, look at that first unit. Come on, like, that should be deadly. Basically, just a bunch of great playmakers giving the puck to Ovi. Even power play, too. I made sure to get Kessel out there. He's got a pretty good shot, even though he's only 80 overall. You guys can see the two foremans. PK-wise, we definitely could have some better defensive forwards, but luckily, get a +5 on the first unit. I got Sid out there on the second. The third's even still a 0. I think just a 3-man, we actually get a minus on the second one, but we still have, some pretty good players. So overall, pretty optimistic for this team. I'm glad we actually able to make a team. I was starting to, get a little worried there at the end, but luckily, we found the guys to fill it out. Currently 5-1 the preseason. Ovi there has 7 points in 6 games. And before we start simming here, guys, I'll show you our ratings. So we've got 97 offense, 93 defense, 83 goaltending. You can see Crosby there wearing the C as a Toronto Maple Leaf, something we'll probably never see in real life. So take it in and let's get started. All right, guys, so I just finished simming through the season. As you can see there, our team popped off 58, 19, and 5 final record, which is good for 121 points. Clearly first in the division. We also won the conference, and I think, we won the President's Trophy. What sucks, too, is we actually were 2 wins shy of 60. Unfortunately, we lost both of our last games there to the Florida teams. Close games, too, 4-3 each one. We could have won those, would have hit 60. Leading scorer, Sid the Kid, 94 points, 82 games. Just like real life this year, he still got it. We'll see how the rest of the guys did on this team. You got Ovechkin there at 92, put up 52 goals. Patty Kane at 92 as well, with only 18 goals. Just a total playmaker. Same with Huberdeau, 19 goals, 44 assists. Giroux at 62. Doughty put up 60. Carlson 57. Seguin at 49. Letang there, so, a couple guys shy of 50. That means we had 9 guys on the team who had like 49 plus points. Pretty good, I'd say. Cam Atkinson, only 40. I'm not sure if he's on any power play, so that's probably why. But, I mean, overall, can't be too upset with this team. Phil Kessel there, 8 power play points of his 23 total. Let's take a look at Fleury's stats. 913-271. I mean, those are really good numbers. Cannot complain. Quicks are actually even better. 924-231. Again, backups often. That is the case. Now with the entire league here, guys, Jason Robertson popped off. 111 points with the Preds. Kaprizov there. Buchnevich also with the Preds. Caulfield actually with Montreal. That's pretty funny. McDavid's on the Avs. You got Nylander, Matthews, Crosby. Okay, so Crosby did make the first page there. In terms of goals, Matthews, Maurice Richard at 56. Defensive scoring here, Dougie Hamilton, also with the Preds, 88. That Preds team is popping off. Yossi there on the Penguins now. And actually, like, the top 4 guys are all super close. Cale Makar, surprisingly, a few back and a -10. Maybe part of his success is playing with the Avs, as usually he seems a lot better than that in the first year. Same goes for even like Fox, Quinn Hughes, the younger guys. Actually, Quinn Hughes also on the Canucks. That's pretty fine to see. And Fleury here, no surprise, most wins in the league. In terms of the save percentage, though, it goes to Sorokin there with a 917. And then goals against here is actually Saros, so I'm not sure who's going to get the Vezina, because all 3 goalie stats are going to different guys. Bedard probably, point per game there with the Sens. Kovalenko here, drafted by the Avs, 79 overall, put up 60 points to Flyers. That's honestly kind of nuts. And Michkov here actually was in the NHL the first season, put up 56 points. He's only a 77. Interesting utilization by some of these teams. And like I mentioned, you guys, obviously we finished first place in the league there, 121 points. There's actually only 5 teams with 100 plus, which makes sense. In a fantasy draft, it's going to be pretty close. Vancouver squeaks in 84 points, 21st in the league. The Sharks, even in a fantasy draft, finished dead last. I kind of feel bad for them. Goals for, the Preds actually beat us out. Goals against, though, we were the lowest. So Fleury there should be getting the William Jennings. But next year, guys, we'll find out who we play in the first round. So we got the Tampa Bay Lightning here. First line, you got Kopitar playing wing, even though he's great in the faceoff circle. Aho in the middle. Pavelski. Okay. Pretty good first line. After that, definitely a drop-off. Kupari, 78. Duchesne. I mean, they got a couple speedsters. Him and Hall. All right. Defensively, Spurgeon, Anderson. They got 75 Sposal. Goaltending, they got Saros. They got a very good goaltender. Definitely, though, our team better on paper. We're much more balanced. Apart from them having Saros, they really have no edge on us. But, I mean, you never know with this game. So, first two games, Scotiabank Arena, where the All-Star game is being held. And we lose the first two. All right. Head to Tampa now, games 3 and 4. And we pick up a win in OT and then lose the next game. Are we going to win the President's Trophy and then be out in the first round? No, not yet. We won game 5 there, 4-2. Can we force game 7? 6-5 OT win. Okay. The boys are rallying back here. They don't want to be an embarrassment in this league. That's what I say that. They lose game 7 to Lightning, 5-3. What a joke. And the playoffs are now complete, guys. The Ottawa Senators there won the Stanley Cup. So that means Bedard gets a cup in his first season. I honestly can't believe we were first round exit. Vancouver picking first overall. They made a trade with Anaheim, apparently. They jumped from 10-1. I didn't even see that pop up as a blockbuster trade, so I'm not really sure what they gave up there, but I can't believe that. Sid was a point per game. Usually, like, the veterans in this game do better in the playoffs. Our team's full of veterans. Somehow didn't happen. The first line did well. Letang had 6. Did Fleury have a... Ooh, Fleury below 900. I think he was back to his old, playoff Fleury ways. But even still, we can't blame this first round exit solely on him. Take a look at the awards next year. At least we got the President's Trophy. I mean, it was still a good regular season at least. Robertson there, Art Ross Trophy along with the Hart. You got Hebben there, James Norris, Kaprizov, Lady Bing. Bedard got the Calder along with the Conn Smythe. Wow, you don't see that too often. Saros got the Vezina, okay. Fleury, though, William Jennings. So at least we got, a couple awards here. Zadorov, Bill Masterton, Blackhawks coach Jack Adams. Crosby got the Selke. Interesting. Okay, so a few awards. Ted Lindsay there. Also goes to Jason Robertson. And then Matthews there got the Maurice Richard. I didn't even realize he was playing with the Bruins. So unfortunately, this All-Star team was not built for the playoffs. Apparently, they were built for the regular season. So a bit unfortunate of an end there. But hopefully, you guys enjoyed it either way. If you did, leave that thumbs up. If you guys haven't subscribed yet, hit sub button down below. Thank you so much for watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye.